It wasn't that long ago that aero bikes were something of a rarity amongst all but the most die-hard of racers. They were fast, but compromised in terms of their relatively high weight and lack of comfort. Happily, times have moved on, and we now have aero bikes coming in at competitive weights and offering more user-friendly levels of comfort. So, in no particular order, here is our list of what we think are the most interesting aero road bikes for 2020. And before we get on with the show, remember that if you want to see more scintillating content like this, don't forget to like, subscribe and click that little bell icon so that every time we upload a video, you will get a notification. At the time of launch in 2018, Cannondale claimed its System 6 was the fastest UCI-approved road bike in the world. Now, who knows whether these claims are really true, but we think it's fair to say the System 6 will be one fast bike, whether you're racing in the pro peloton or cruising your way, aerodynamically we may add, to the local cafe. Cannondale has always been big on that cycling buzzword of the last few years, integration, and the System 6 is no different, sporting the company's in-house brand Knot throughout. Perhaps the most interesting is the 64mm deep 1,600 gram Knot 64 wheel set. The wheel's radical rim shape is based around a head patent, which Cannondale is licensed to use. The head patent defines the relationship between the tyre and the rim, particularly the tangent angle, which allows designers to accurately predict the stall angle in the wind. We suspect that this means it's very fast, and much faster than the competition in fact. But hey, nearly every wheel brand says that anyway. The top spec Dura Ace build costs £9,000. So as always, speed does not come cheap. Picture the scene. BikeRadar has made a top 5 aero bikes video and viewers find out it does not include a specialised Venge. The world ends in a ball of fire. Yes, jokes aside, there is no way we could do a top 5 aero road bikes video and not include the specialised Venge, a bike which has become synonymous with speed and performance. Although, it's perhaps not synonymous with the looks department. Can anyone remember the previous rim brake Venge Vias generation? That was not a pretty bike. Thankfully, the good people at Specialized listened, and when the new version was released in 2018, the cycling world breathed a collective sigh of relief. Very nice indeed. But of course, just looking good isn't enough, you've also got to perform well. Even if your hair is as nice as Peter Sagan's or BikeRadar's very own Felix Smith, you've still got to have the legs to go fast. Luckily, as well as being a looker, the Venge also has the aero chops to boot. But where the Venge really stands out is with the weight. A size 56cm bike weighs just 7.1 kilograms. That is incredibly light for an out-and-out speed machine and might make someone question their need for a climbing-specific bike. Another interesting fact is that you can fit 32mm wide tyres in the Venge, so you could even take your aero bike gravel racing. The Trek Madone or the Specialised Venge. Is this the aerodynamically charged battle of the decade? Well, if you're after aero and comfort, perhaps the Trek Madone is the aero bike for you. Just like every other bike on this list, there's a lot of talk about this bike being faster than the competition because X or Y. But what's really interesting about this bike is the new ISOSpeed system that is built under the top tube. Trek's ISOSpeed system, which was first seen on the Madone, adds significant comfort to road bikes by allowing flex in the frame around a pivot inside the seat tube cluster. The system has also since been ported to the head tube of the bike. With the latest generation of the Madone, the ISOSpeed pivot remains in the same spot, but now the flex happens under the top tube, as the hockey stick shaped ISOSpeed member goes from the seat mast to the underside of the top tube. The flex is also adjustable, so if you want a more solid ride, that should be no problem with the Madone. The giant Propel has been out for a while, but that doesn't mean it's undeserving of a place on our list. Giant spent 3 years developing the Propel, combining wind tunnel work at Aero Concept Engineering in France with Giant's own in-house carbon manufacturing expertise. We suspect this means it's fast and will make sure your cruise to the local cafe is as aerodynamically efficient as possible. According to Giant, the brake unit and rotor with discs don't cause much drag, as the air has already hit the front tyre and rim section before it passes by the brake calipers. Interestingly, for 2020, the top-spec Propel Advanced SL0 disc will feature Giant's new in-house wheel brand, Cadex. These new hoops feature fashionably offset rim depths, with a 42mm wheel at the front and a 65mm wheel at the back. Cervelo have been in the aero game for a long time, so it would be difficult to not include them in this list. Its latest no-holds-barred aero machine is the S5, which features this pretty wacky one-piece bar and stem combo that's integrated into the external steerer fork design. We expect this design to be very slippery through the wind. But as we all know, slipperiness isn't everything, and the S5 has fairly aggressive geometry to match its equally aggressive looks. It's lower at the front than the previous incarnation, with the stack on a 58cm bike coming in at a low 588mm and the reach longer at 401mm. Cervelo has also increased the trail to 57mm across the size range, claiming this increases stability and lessens toe overlap. What do you think of our list? Did we get it right, or should we have picked something else entirely? As always, let us know in the comments. Do not forget to like and subscribe and click the little bell icon so that every time we upload a video, you will get a notification.